Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We're here on the CitrusCraft server today and I am going to be working on a greenhouse slash animal pen area for the base. I know we have all the animals in the fences right now, but I want to kind of make that area look a little bit nicer and improve it, and so I'm going to be working on building that out today. I may not get to everything as it's going to be kind of a bigger project than what I've worked on in the past, but maybe we'll add in some time lapses to kind of speed up some of the project process, as I know I get a little bit bored when we are watching, or when I'm watching videos that just have the build process. I don't know, maybe you guys like that and you want to see more of that. Let me know in the comments and I'd love to show you more of the build process. Anyways, I'm going to be doing that, and then Noah, or the Muffin Man here on the server, he has a special request for me to put together some supplies for him, and he has offered to pay some nice diamonds for these supplies. And so I'm going to be working on building out his request today and trying to get him all the supplies that he has need of. And so I'm going to be working on that today as well. I'm so glad you joined us again, and let's jump right into it. Today, I would like to take this area behind me and transform it into a nicer animal pen and greenhouse type area that just looks a little bit nicer as we're building along our base. And so that's kind of what I'm going to work on next, is trying to build this area up and make it look a little bit nicer than just this big grassy area. Now behind me, I did go ahead and improve the landscaping to kind of level it out. So that way it matches up to our path that we're going to be building over in this section right here. And then we'll kind of move all of our farms and everything like that into this section over here, so that way we can go ahead and get a nicer looking area, and then maybe underneath we'll put in some villager run farms, so that way we constantly have villager run crops coming in. And so this will kind of be the transformation that I'm going to go for next in this little area right here. And so yeah, that's what we're going to be working on today. Now, I've never really done a building project like this in the past, so I may be playing around with a little bit of the ideas that I have, and trying to transform this area into a nicer looking greenhouse type animal pen area. And so I've gathered some supplies with some different glass and some different blocks that we've been using on our block template. Really, I'm going to go for more of a mossy stone brick type concept, with some spruce as well, and some different sprucey elements in there as well. And so that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. Instead of trying to explain everything, because I don't really know how I'm going to do it myself, I wanted to go ahead and just kind of build it in a time-lapse type mode, and then show you guys the finished product and show you the design elements and different things like that. I'm not going to be copying anybody's base or anybody's design. This is going to be completely my own. And so because this is such a new concept for me, instead of trying to show you how to do it, because I don't really even know what I'm doing yet, I just kind of wanted to build it, and then once I get it all built up, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what I was able to complete. So that's what I'm going to be working on today, and I just wanted to show you the area all flat. James helped me flatten this out and put up the torches. We probably have a little too many torches, but that's totally okay. I go overkill on everything, as you guys know already, and so I'm going to go ahead and start working on that. Well, here is the greenhouse structure all completed. So I went ahead and did the outside. And so I've got these little animal pens. So I've got my chicken pen here, my sheep pen here, and then on the other side, I've got my cow and my pig pens. So I've got my cow pen there. Now I am going to need to breed those up a little bit more because I used all the cows for the cow breeder, so I didn't have any other cows around. And then my pig pen right here. And then I'm working a little bit on the back here on maybe adding some sort of horse pen with like a horse runner around here. I don't really want to do the wheat or anything like that in here. I want to make this more of like a floral greenhouse. And so I collected all these different flowers, and I've got some extras as well. But I want to go ahead and add something like these elements. I've been playing around a little bit with it just to kind of see. But I also like this glass element where you can kind of see the animals around on the outside as well as on the inside. I just think that's super, super cool looking as well. And then I played around with the roof a whole lot, and like I said, I just couldn't get a rounded roof to work well the way I liked it. So I went ahead and went with the corner or the angled roof, and I like that so much better. I'm going to add in little decorative elements around here, like maybe some hay bales and other things, and get these horses all cleaned up and moved over to the greenhouse/farm area. But overall, I really like this. I've still got tweaks and little things that I'm going to be messing around with to try and make it look even better. But overall, I am very, very happy with this design. And I think it turned out very, very well. I'll show you the finished product whenever I do finish it. But for now, that's kind of the progress that I made today. And then I will go ahead and mess around with some of the interiors and other things to get it to where it's perfect and I like it, adding in some decorative elements all the way around. But overall, I love this design and I am so very, very happy with it. I hope you guys are as well. So I had to record this because Noah has asked for a Did You Die box. And this is what he has offered, which is, not great for all the work that I'm going to have to put into a Did You Die box. So, off camera and in the Discord chat that we have together, I told him that if he wanted a Did You Die box, I'd be happy to make it, and I'll include an elytra, but I'm gonna need more than just the stuff that he stole from my house. So that's what I'm gonna be working on now, is getting him a Did You Die box. For those of you who don't know, a Did You Die box is a shulker that is full of resources such as a new set of armor, a new set of tools, a new set of weapons. It's just in case you die, it gives you all that stuff, and he wants included in this box because he hasn't gone to the end yet to get the elytra. He wants an elytra included in this box. So it's like a if I die emergency box to re-gear without having to basically start all over again. So I'm going to be happy to make it for him, and he's off strip mining to try and get me the 64 diamonds in order to be able to build him this Did You Die box. So I've got all the armor here that I've been working on, and so I'm going to go ahead and throw all that armor into the I'm going to go through the experience portion here and get the experience I need to be able to gear up all this armor. And then I might have to go back to the end to get more elytra. By the way, also, James, thank you so much for this. I was thinking my house need a little bit more decor, and your raid farm just came through and provided all the banners I will ever need for my house. Man, I just was thinking I need something else to help me with this, and your raid farm really came through for that, and so I really appreciate all that. But next, I'm going to be going and sitting here for a little bit to create the Did You Die box for Noah. And it's going to be the same basic gear as what we've done before. For the helmet, it's going to have protection, unbreaking, mending, respiration, and aqua affinity. For the chest plate, it's going to have protection, unbreaking, mending. For the leggings, it's going to have protection, unbreaking, mending. And then for the boots, it's going to have protection, unbreaking, mending, depth strider, and feather falling. So I'm going to sit here for a little bit and try and gear up as much of that gear as I possibly can. I might need some more anvils, actually, but I'm going to try and get as much gear as I possibly can for Noah so that he can pay me those 64 diamonds. And I definitely need more diamonds, seeing as I am going to be putting some armor trims on my armor. And so I definitely need more diamonds for that than what I have currently. So that's what I'm going to be doing next and working on next, is getting him some gear up for his Did You Die box that he has requested. Don't you just love the sound of this? You know, the breaking of the glass, the dying of the zombie piglins. It just sounds lovely. And this is why I cut out the video, because the pistons, the zombie piglins, the glass breaking, oh, it just sounds awful. And you think, Lemon, you have way too many anvils over here. Yeah, no. We go through so many anvils when it comes to like upgrading this gear that it is just a little bit ridiculous how many I go through. But yeah, I will probably go through at least 3 of these just for the armor and tools. So yeah, definitely need more than that actually, and I even put some over here as well. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this out so you don't have to hear the sound of this. But I'm definitely working on gearing up that armor and those, and then we'll work on the tools and the weapons next. All right, the first part of the Did You Die box is done. We're gonna go ahead and put all of his armor in there. The next thing we're going to need to do is make his weapons and tools. So first I'll need to get a sword and then a bow, and then we will enchant all of those. So sword and then bow right here, and then I'll go ahead and grab all the enchantments needed for those. Let's go ahead and see here. So for the bow and the sword, we'll need both unbreaking and mending. For the sword, we'll also need the fire aspect. We'll need the knockback. We will need the flame for the bow. Looting 3 for the sword. Sharpness 5 for the sword. Infinity for the bow. Mending for the sword. Power 5 for the bow. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is everything we will need for that. So now I'm going to go back to the gold farm and we will enchant that and get those two set up. And then we'll start working on all the tools for Noah after that. Now, I turned down my game audio for just a second to kind of show you with the enchantments something really neat that I learned a few years ago that's really been helpful to me. Sometimes when you're working on these enchantments, you'll see like Power and Punch, Unbreaking and Flame. I've combined those books together. But say I wanted to add Infinity, if you see right here, enchantment cost is 5. Sometimes just by reversing the books, you can make it a little bit cheaper. So you see in this configuration, the enchantment cost is going to be 6 levels. But if I were to just swap out the books like that, it's going to be 5 levels. And then same with this. So Power Punch, that's going to be 13, and that's going to be 13. So there is no difference on that one. Or like with this one, with the sharpness and the looting book, that's going to be 14 and that's going to be 16. So I know that this configuration is going to be the best. You can do that with the books, but you can't do that with the tools. So when you're going around and doing that with the books, you'll want to make sure that you play around with the configurations just to see if there is a cheaper way to do it with the cost of the enchantments. So that way you don't have to waste as many levels and it doesn't take as much time to be able to merge those over into um, uh, better to better, because now look, when I click on the sword, it's going to be 25 levels just to enchant the sword, and probably around the same with the bow. Yeah, 25 levels with the bow, so that's a lot of levels. So I have to get 50 levels from this, and while the gold farm is the best for early game, there's definitely some better places where you can get XP from. It takes so much effort that I could just AFK here for about 10 minutes and probably get about 25 level, or 5 minutes and probably get about 25 levels. And then 10 minutes would be for 50 levels to be able to get all the enchantments that I need. So it's sufficient for what we have on the server. If I was making much more of these sets of armor and tools and stuff, I would probably try to go for a better XP farm. But for the amount of people we have on the server, this is pretty sufficient for what we need for our enchantment setup. And so I definitely think this is good enough. But there is definitely some better options out there. I just kind of wanted to show you the book trick that I learned a few years ago, so that way I can save a few levels every once in a while instead of using all my levels very quickly on that. This is a double gold farm, so we've got 2 portals going at the same time, and so that kind of increases the value of it. So you see right there, this is the portal breaking system for Bedrock. And so it breaks and then it starts it back up again. Every time it does that, a zombie piglin spawns, and then it comes down here to the trident killer and gets killed. And then I can collect the XP from this glass block and from this glass block over here. And then I use the anvils to go ahead and enchant it. I also use it to repair my own weapons and armor and tools. So like if I see how this has a little bit of low durability right here, I can come over here and just allow that to heal up my tools. And then I use looting on the sword because that trident killer will pick up the looting and give us additional loot. You can tell even the minecart with hoppers that are underneath collecting all of this are having a difficult time keeping up with all of the loot. That's because there's so many swords and different things that are different armor pieces that the zombified piglins will drop, and those things we're all throwing it away and pretty much just collecting the gold nuggets, the gold ingots, and then the rotten flesh so that I can trade those with the clerics. And you'll see in here, this is full, this whole system is full of swords and other things that's just junk that it's picking up in there. And so we usually just trash those in lava because we would never really use them in general on the server. And so those are getting picked up right there. Let me see if I can reach that chest. No, I don't think I can. That's okay. Yeah, so let me see. Right there. Yep, see, it's full of swords. And we just go ahead and trash those. We could smelt them down and get another nugget, but have more than enough gold for what we need. So there's really no point in that smelting them down just for a few extra nuggets. So we just kind of have them go and get pushed into lava. So that way we don't have to really worry about that anymore. And as you can see, even though I went down to the bottom to look at the collection system, it was still gathering XP. So I just come over here, push my character up to the glass block, and then it'll start collecting all that. I can stand here in the middle, but sometimes it gets bunched up, so pushing myself up against the glass block will often help to collect that a little bit faster. In the past, I've done like a slab up here with some carpet down here because that kind of pushes the XP around, or an ice block that helps push the XP around, but not let the baby zombified piglins get out. But this is a good setup here too. It still works to get me all the XP I need, and now I have enough XP to craft the bow, and so we're golden on that. I'm going to go ahead and shut this off and then let these go ahead and finish off the rest of the zombified piglins, and then I will shut this lever off. So that way I am done collecting those, and I'll let the sorting system kind of catch up a little bit on those, the rest of the items as well. So now I'm going to come back here, and I am going to start working on getting all the tools and the needed. So that would be a shovel, an axe, a hoe, a all the different tools. So this is the next step for this right here. And then now I'm going to get the rest of the tools. So the two pickaxes, one that's going to be and then the axe, and then the shovel right here, and then the hoe right here. And so we're going to go ahead and go down here to the bottom. And I have, I believe, down here a minecart with chest. Yep. And so I'm going to put these into here and kind of line them up so that way I can get my enchantments on these. So these are just going to have a few enchantments. Let me see how many I can get. I might actually do both of these because that would be a lot for one. I don't know if I could fit all of it in there. So let me go ahead and do this and this. So I have 5 tools. So 5 tools require unbreaking, mending, and efficiency 5. So those are the first enchanted books I'm going to go ahead and grab up here. So the unbreaking, 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like I need some more unbreaking. Let me go ahead and see if this guy has refreshed his trades. Yes, he has. I'm going to go ahead and get as much as possible. I need more emeralds for sure to be able to get more. And then that guy right there. So let me go ahead and put some of these in here and just grab the 5 that I need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can put the rest of these up there. All right, so the unbreaking, mending right here. This is just for me to keep track of it myself. 1, and then 1 over here. 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. And then the efficiency 5, which I believe is somewhere over here, maybe. Maybe. Oh, where is it? Watch it be like, no, that's efficiency 4. We're going to find it right there. Efficiency 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. So that's going to be for all the tools. And then I just kind of line it up with the tools in the chest. That helps me to keep everything organized. Why is the scaffolding being difficult? So we've got unbreaking, mending, and efficiency 5. So I just kind of put it in that order to keep it straight in my head. So unbreaking. So this is efficiency 5, unbreaking, And then that way I know kind of where all the tools are at and what they have: unbreaking, mending, and then efficiency 5. So these two must be unbreaking. Perfect. And then for the pickaxe, I'm going to need fortune and silk touch. I don't really put it on the axe, the hoe, or the shovel. I just go ahead and put it on the pickaxe and the axe. So for that, I'm going to need silk touch, fortune 3 right here. And then Silk Touch, I believe I have two of them over here. Yes, so I should have a Silk Touch book. And then every once in a while, I'll just come in and sit in here and AFK, and that'll allow the iron farm to keep going. And then I'll come through and trade some of that iron for the books that I need. And so I always have a little bit of a supply of books, and then I'll go ahead and send these minecarts off. I'm going to wait just a few minutes because if I don't, then that'll bump up against the other one. And then I'll go ahead and go back to the gold farm and upgrade the rest of those tools using the system right here. I'm going to let that push all the way over. Come on. There we go. So that minecart can get all the way over, and then I'll unload it so that way it doesn't bump up against the other one, and then I have to go chase down the minecart again, just to kind of help me out a little bit. So there we go. All right, and then I usually just throw them right in here, um, so that way I can have them um, just easy access to them. And then that's those two right there. And then I'm going to break this minecart so it doesn't bounce up against it. And I will go back and pick up the rest of the tools from that. I'm just going to use the minecart so that way I don't have to use my rockets up for the... and it's hard to fly with the elytra in the tunnel. I made the system to make it a little bit easier to move the villagers over, but then I redirected it after the villagers were already in place to the gold farm, so that way I could do this with the chest. I could use shulker boxes or something else, but it's just kind of more convenient, in my opinion, to just use the minecart with Hopper. I'm probably wrong in that, so I mean, you know. Um, but that's okay. And then I'll just jump back in here. It's just the way I've always done it, and I'm a creature of habit, so it works in my favor and it works out well. All right, now I have them all over here. So I'm going to go ahead and go grab these two at least to start, and then we will get these two upgraded, and maybe let's just do the axe as well. So I'm going to go back up here, turn on the gold farm again, let that sit for a few minutes with my looting 3 sword so I can also get the gold in the process. And then I will go ahead and get these upgraded as well. All right, the tools are all complete now as well. So he's got a silk touch pickaxe, a fortune pickaxe, and then the shovel, the hoe, and the axe right there. And then what I also want to include in here is going to be some food, because a lot of times when you die, you do lose a lot of your food. Let me see. Can I trade with this guy again? Yeah, let me grab my emeralds and then I'll go ahead and trade with them. I usually, from what I've seen from the Did You Die books, that they typically include 2 stacks of golden carrots. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for him as well. So I'm going to include 2 stacks of golden carrots. I believe I can get that out of this between these two guys. Yeah, I'll just make some more in just a minute for myself. So now we have 2 stacks of golden carrots, And then I'm going to add in some rockets. So I need to go get some rockets. I think I might actually have some in here. Yes. So let me include some firework rockets. I'll include 2 stacks of those. Let me include, let's see here, an elytra. I need an elytra for this as well because that was part of our deal. There we go, right there. I'll include an elytra. And let me see, what else am I missing here? Oh, an arrow for the bow. Let me see if this guy's got any arrows. Yeah. Oh, I had a bunch. Oh, I just traded for a bunch. That's what I did. All right. Let me just put this one right here for me. And then I will give Noah a stack since that's, yeah, we'll be good with that. I probably should have just gone and grabbed them from the mob farm. I have loads of arrows over there instead of spending my emeralds on it, but that's fine because I'm running low on emeralds. All right, and then what else should I include in this Did You Die box? Let me go back and look and see what they did on the Limitless server, because that might be give me some good ideas as to what else I need to include in this. All right, the last couple things they included were some totems of undying and then some shulker shells as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and arrange this in a really fun and cool way, so that way he can have it, maybe put like the elytra right here and then put the armor around it in a cool way like that. And then put the, let's see here, and then boots right there. And then put the totems around the tools all together. Up at the top, we'll put the sword and the bow right here. So that looks awesome. And then we'll put the tools. Maybe move this one over to here and then put some golden carrots right there. Some rockets right there around the elytra. And then we'll put some totems over here. Let's see if maybe we can split this up. Let's move these over one and put this right here. Put these next to the bow. And I think that looks pretty good. So it has all the stuff that he'll need in case he dies. So it'll have the weapons, the tools, the shulker shells, the totems of undying, the rockets, the food, everything pretty much that a person would need if they were to die. And I'm not going to upgrade this to netherite. That would take far too long for that. But that's going to be the box, Did You Die box. And so Noah can go ahead and pick this up when he gets the 64 diamonds that we agreed to. He can go ahead and pick this up and trade me for the box. I think that's going to be everything for the box. So it is now ready for him to go. So definitely want to wait on him instead of getting all this stuff to be able to get some actual valuable stuff, like some diamonds that I'll need for some of my armor trims that I want to put on, because our armor is looking a bit bare without the trims, and so I want to get some armor trims and go on an adventure to pick up some armor trims and then try and get those onto my armor. So yeah, that's gonna pretty much do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'm pleased with everything that we were able to get accomplished between the greenhouse and the Did You Die box for Noah. That was a lot of good stuff. I might actually go and create a Did You Die box of netherite stuff for myself as well. But yeah, I really like that idea, and we'll get some diamonds out of it as well. Maybe we'll put diamond trim on our netherite armor. That would be pretty awesome. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you never miss another episode. I am going to continue to do the CitrusCraft series as well as the Limitless series, so you'll definitely want to check both of those out. And for this series, the CitrusCraft series, go ahead and follow Noah because he's the other member that's playing. My brother James isn't a content creator. He just likes hanging out with us. But Noah is making some great progress on his base. I don't really want to spoil it too much, but I will show you a brief glimpse of what he's been doing. on the server. He's been working on making a Star Wars type themed land, Galaxy's Edge type themed land. So this is pretty awesome. And he's got some interiors and stuff that he's done with that as well. So definitely want to check out his channel, and I'll link it in the description below. And then for the Limitless SMP, I've linked a playlist that has all the members of that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.